Alright, first recording of our... I sound like I'm giving a log. You're not gonna get facial things. You might get faces later on. Instead, you're gonna have this beautiful slideshow that I have made. But you don't get to see the slideshow. Ah, you get to see the slideshow. No. No. You sneaky folks. You sneaky, sneaky folks. Why did you push the arrow key? Anyway, I have... This is what you're gonna get to stare at for the entirety of the reading. This one piece of rock. Raven is actually going to be reading first because it's her character. I will be playing me, Sam. Don't know my voice. Horrible people. Me, Sam, I will be reading Will, Dream. Is that it? Or do I read another? I forgot. I think I just read them.
I think we'll figure out who reads other people
as we go.
Apart
yeah, but I mean in this grouping.
main
I think I just read.
later.
I think I just read Dream and Will, and then Raven, you can introduce yourself and who you read.
Yeah, I'm Raven. I'm going to be reading Phil. Eventually, I'll do things like read Mumza, read Techno, but they're not coming in here yet.
Nope.
So, for the most part, you just get to get me reading Phil.
Yeah, that's actually like what you're gonna get for the majority of a while is just Phil.
Yeah.
It does switch perspectives sometimes, but you have to wait. So suck it up and deal with crazy Phil.
Yep.
If things sound weird or if we're jumping around, that's because we suck at grammar, and I might be dyslexic. Secondary thing is I will be giving commentary when I feel is necessary. Same with Raven, but probably more on me. And you will be thankful for my commentary because you will be. So suck it up. Yeah. Are we prepared to begin?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Alright. Phil leans wearily against the wall, alone with his thoughts in the silent cave. There's nothing he can do to escape, as the web of strings he cannot see is a solid barrier. He refuses to let go of his attachments to escape. He refuses to let go of himself. The bite wound Dream left as a parting gift has slowed to a trickle, leaving his shoulder crimson. Phil's just closed his eyes to try and rest again, when suddenly there's a sensation of constricting around his throat. He's forced to his feet, the invisible strings yanking up and tightening. He can barely breathe, barely maintain his balance, barely see. He scratches at his throat to try and remove the strings that are as intangible to his scrambling fingers as they are invisible. As his body slowly loses oxygen, Phil chokes as the tightening further at the edges. All at once, the pressure is gone and Phil collapses to the ground, limbs weak and shaky. His chest heaves as he struggles to draw in air.
Oh, you also get a lot of that, by the way, as I lose where I am. Footsteps sound as Dream meanders in. He has an almost cheerful air about him, displaying no concern for the avian shuddering and helpless on the ground. Hey, Phil! Is the cave comfortable enough for you?
Phil wheezes a weak laugh in reply, pulling himself up to lean against the bed. His crow-like wings protest their treatment, trembling as he uses what little strength he has left to fold them and get them off the dirty ground. Fuck you, mate.
Dream ignores the insult, leaning down to poke at the injury that's bleeding again. Looks like you could use some healing there. Don't want to die, do you? He pulls back to dangle a bright healing potion in front of the Birdman. The strings glow bright around the room when Dream offers the potion.
Phil winces, but doesn't answer, eyeing the potion warily. There's enough metaphorical strings attached as it is. He doesn't want to learn what's attached to this. Dream didn't work like that.
Dream grins beneath the mask, seeing Phil's eye on it. Yeah, you want this, don't you? Dream moves the bottle back and forth in front of Phil's vision like he was baiting a dog. All it takes to get... my goodness. All it takes to get it is drink this other perfectly harmless potion, too. What do you say?
Phil's gaze sharpens when the healing potion is replaced with a bottle containing the dark, putrid look of a weakness potion, and based on the scent, it was a truly potent variant. Fuck you. I'm not drinking that shit.
Dream towers over Phil, the grinning mask tilted, and a dangerous tone entered his voice. Yanking on the strings to hold Phil tight, he moved in close to his face and turned Phil up to see behind the mask. Dream's eyes were burning acid, and the smiling face on his mask did not reflect his real expression. The dead look he gave Phil would send shivers down anyone's spine. I don't think you heard me. This is a gift. I'm helping you, you ungrateful piece of shit. I could just leave you to rot away, in the dark, alone. Pause the recording. Sorry, it's the Super Bowl and my mother came to get sauce. Ignore that. Anyway, this is a very professional stream. Professional reading. Where was I? Yes, back to my, intense, terrifying threat. He throws Phil back. But no! I go out of my way to brew you a health potion, and you won't even hear me out. You really only care about yourself and what you can get out of a person, don't you, Philza? Dream alleviates some tension in the strings and backs away, spinning the health potion in his fingers.
Phil scoffs, relaxing slightly as he's given more room to move. He does his best to ignore the protests of his bound feathers. That sounds more like you than me, he mutters. You don't do gifts any more than your dad would.
Dream snorts at Phil's words. He slowly turns, dropping all pretenses of playing, and grips the bottle tightly. Don't compare me to that shit you call a god. Dream is silent for a moment before the threatening demeanor changes in an instant, and he turns back to Phil calmly. Yeah, we have our trauma around gifts, but let's be real. This is the closest thing to a straight gift you're gonna find.
Phil raises an eyebrow slightly. So that was a nerve. Best not antagonize it too far. Still not gonna drink the potion. He will keep the tidbit in his back pocket for the future.
Phil, come on, it's not poison, see? Dream switches the potion to the weakness one and pops the top off it and takes a quick swallow, lifting the mask to do so. Perfectly safe. Your turn. Dream grins and moves back in close.
What did you really come to see me about? Phil asks, blatantly avoiding the potion. Not to make me drink that, surely. He keeps a wary eye on the bottle, though it's too close for comfort.
He smirks and chuckles softly. Well, pun said, it's not totally sanitary to leave an old man with a bite in his shoulder, and Purpled wasn't the biggest fan. Funny thing, though, your own crows are the ones who are requesting more. Very persistent, aren't they? Dream reaches out with his free hand to the bloody shoulder and rests his weight down on it, sinking his nails into the wound.
Phil winces at hearing about the further betrayal of his flock. Combined with the cries of his bound and squished feathers, it unbalances enough that he actually reacts to the pain, instead of hiding it like normal. They'll remember their loyalties soon enough, he grits out.
Not if you're dead, Dream says flatly. Dream loosens up on his shoulder, thinking something over. Dream lifts his head up and laughs. He pushes down harder on Phil's shoulder, forcing Phil to the floor, and Dream follows, kneeling on him. I get that the crows are a fickle chat, but so is mine, and I've managed to keep them appeased all these years. Phil, you're nothing here, and you're no one out there. The only people who care about you as much as you care for them is your wife, and maybe not even her, because she couldn't give up immortality to be with you. She left you. They all did. I'm the only one who even looked for you.
Phil yelps as he hits the floor. His shoulder feels like it's on fire, and his eyes are blazing a match, though a fair bit dimmer after being in the dark for a while. His wings graduate to screaming at him. You don't know shit.
Maybe not. Dream shifts, the strings doing most of the work as they tie him down to the ground. Dream pulls out the weakness potion again. He pops off the top and takes the quickest taste before moving for Phil's mouth.
Phil's eyes widen, anger replaced by fear as he struggles uselessly and tries to make it impossible for Dream to do what he knows he's about to. Just like your dear old dad, he spits.
Dream pauses for a moment. He makes eye contact with Phil, and the regular, unhinged smile straightens out into an absent abyss. You don't know shit. Dream presses harder into Phil's shoulder and lays a hand onto his chest. Strings pull up from his fingertips, reaching around Phil's mouth. You just don't know when to shut up! The string grabs Phil's teeth and lips, pulling them back and apart. Dream empties the potion into his mouth.
Phil sputters as he's forced under the influence of the potion. Hangover's gonna be absolutely awful, if he even lives that long. When he's finally swallowed the awful liquid, he glares up at Dream. That what happened to your friends? He insults.
Sorry! 1 second! That's the first time I feel like I've actually heard you do that line. 1 moment. Sorry!
I did do.
Did you just grit your teeth while you said it, or did you open your mouth while you read that line? I'm sorry.
It keep my mouth open.
Okay, by the way, it is a miracle that Dream himself is not laughing. Anyway. Okay, what? The strings loosen and slither back into Dream's fingers.
Is that what happened to your little group, George and Sapnap and such? Phil repeats, adding clear to know that he's free to speak. His brain is going a little fuzzy around the edges, blessedly dimming the protests of his feathers.
The strings around Phil's arms and legs begin to lift, releasing him, turning and pulling at Dream gently.
Phil tests his movement, trying to see if he can shake Dream off his chest. He needs to escape before the potion fully hits his system, and before Dream brings himself back to trap him.
Sorry, I was yawning. Dream stands, walking over to Phil, allowing him... Dream stands, walking over Phil, allowing him to stand. Let me get this straight. You asked if I hurt and drugged George? He removed his mask completely from his head and moved over to the bed where he set it down slowly.
No, it was as if that they never knew when to shut up, Phil says lightly, watching Dream carefully as he starts making his way for the door. If Dream isn't paying attention, he has a shot.
They didn't, Dream whispers lovingly. But it wasn't their fault. They were just human. The strings around the room curled in toward Dream. A bright white string lifts from Dream's neck and reaches up toward the ceiling, creating a noose.
Phil watches the news. Which of his friends created that, he wonders. But he doesn't have time, nor is it wise to help Dream. Not now. He turns to try and abandon Dream in the cave and flee.
Philza! Dream turns, the strings turning and curling with Dream's movements, many of them latching onto his hair, arms, and clothes, trying to pull him back, but Dream ignored them. I haven't excused you yet. A pair of thick chain-like bonds, the same color as the string, twist after Phil, morphing from chains to snakes.
Phil flinches, hearing that he was noticed. Spinner glanced back, that spurs him on faster. Curse his dimming mind for not allowing him to recall the way out. No matter. No time for that. Just run.
I wouldn't get you far ahead. I can't protect you out there. The snakes curve and weave under Phil's feet, not tripping him, but showing they could if they felt like it.
Phil curses and shakes out his wings to try and give himself an advantage. He has to get away. He can't let himself be caught again.
One of the snakes curls up Phil's legs and onto his back, biting down onto his wing. Snapnap's voice fills the cavern. You hurt Dream! Die!
Phil cries out, inhibitions keeping him quiet slipping away. He desperately flaps his wings to try and dislodge it. Those are his wings, and he can feel the sheer wrongness of the non-reptile attacking them.
Your petty attempts at freedom are embarrassing. The other snake spoke up, blocking certain tunnels from Phil.
Phil winces, hearing that in Nexty's voice, dodging the snake when it pops up as he continues fleeing further and further, getting more and more lost. Or perhaps not, as the tunnel starts to lighten up ahead, and something that might be a bit more than torchlight.
A brilliant white wolf comes from the rocks in front of Phil. It doesn't hesitate or play with him like the snakes had. It wastes no time in ripping at Phil. It spoke with Punz's voice. What must be done, must be done.
Phil throws up his hands in front of his face, and stumbles back as he's attacked unexpectedly. What was Punz's voice doing here? He does his best to defend himself, despite the weakness potion weighing down his limbs and making it nigh impossible.
The snakes changed back into chains and clamped down around Phil's ankles. They began to pull back, dragging Phil away. One of the chains lifted up into the side like he was distracted by something. But the wolf snarled and nipped at the glowing chain, and it returned to pulling Phil back the way they had come. The wolf turned its gray-blue eyes, shockingly dark against the burning white fur. It lowered its head and snarled.
Phil struggles against the chains, wings scraping painfully on the tunnel ground. His feathers scream and beg for him to stop their rough treatment. His bird instincts are not happy with being snarled at, and he's incapable of shoving it down like normal. His wings puff, which only makes the journey and their protests worse.
Light fills the tunnel again, but from the wrong direction. The wolf leaps over Phil with a small bark. Thank you. He got ahead of me there. Dream's voice is husky, and he ends the comment with a harsh and painful series of coughs. The chains disappear, but the wolf stays. Dream moves back to the bed, picking up his mask. He turns to put it on, and Phil can see dark lines stretching across his face, and one large bruise around his neck. His hair is a mess, and a lot of it is still laced in his fingers from where he had ripped it out. You're quite the troublemaker, aren't you? Just like your boy.
Tommy isn't a troublemaker, Phil snaps. He rolls slightly and pushes himself shakily to his knees, wary of the wolf that is far too close for comfort. Dust falls from his now filthy hair and wings. He picks his wing up off the ground to try and alleviate some of their discomfort.
The wolf moves closer to Dream, not letting his gaze leave Phil. Dream grabs Phil's healthy shoulder to help him up, but in the process he steps on Phil's wing. He turns to make eye contact with Phil. It's a shame, really. I would have loved to have an avian on my team. He abruptly pulls up on Phil with his own strength, and that of the string still hanging on the ceiling. The crack echoed around the cavern, and the wolf whimpered at the sound.
Never was gonna. Phil breaks up with a scream as his wing is broken.
This is what I should have done with your son when I had the chance. Should have done this to your whole fucking race. Dream turns to Phil and pulls out Nightmare at the same time. He swings it down, letting gravity do most of the work. 1 second. I lost the button. I lost it. Nah. I was in such a groove. I was in such a groove! No! Well, there goes my ominous vibe. We're gonna do that whole thing again, and y'all are gonna suck it up and enjoy it. Ah! No one saw that. No one saw that. Light fills the tunnel, but from the wrong direction. The wolf... No, nope, that already happened. I'm sorry. Ah! My life is hard. You guys don't understand it. It's really hard. This...
I highlighted it for you.
Thank you. This is what I should have done to your son when I had the chance. Should have done this to your whole fucking race. Dream turns Phil and pulls out Nightmare at the same time. He swings it down, letting gravity do most of the work. His sword gets lodged in between his joint and bones. He has to pull it out and back to get free of the blade. Maybe one day I'll bring you out and show you off to the world. A trophy of what can happen when you fuck with a god. Even death's own monsters can't stop me. Techno would be ashamed to see you beaten so easily. He brings the sword down again, and the wing falls off, blood spraying from the wound onto Dream and the wolf, who is crouched low between Dream's legs. By the way, art is drawn by Raven. By the way, just so you all know that she's the artist. Anyway, continue. As you were.
Just kill me. Phil begs through the pain, weight fully supported by the fist holding him up, as his body starts dealing with the ramifications of what had just happened. His wing.
Really? You are giving up that easily? They called you a god! He laughed and ran his hands through his damaged hair. No! He leaned in dangerously close, and the wolf lowered even more, whimpering as he backed away from Dream. I won't kill you. Kristen needs to see her mighty angel, and Techno needs to see how powerful his brother is. You have failed, and I want everyone you care about to know just how far you have fallen. Dream highlighted the hundreds of attachments that filled the room. You are mine.
Don't say that name. You don't know what you're invoking. Phil latches onto that to have something to focus on and try and drag himself back. Everything else washes over him and swirls in his head against his bidding.
Kristen. Each time he says the name, he takes a half step closer, forcing Phil to either struggle backwards or get dangerously close to his teeth.
Phil stumbles back, his attempt at grounding having backfired spectacularly. I'm not yours, he tries again, searching for a thought Dream won't immediately use against him. He needs to get him off that thread as quickly as possible, his wings prickling and feathers puffing.
Dream laughs. Oh? Prove it! Let's see your goddess now!
Phil strains to try and reach her with every scrap of his power he can muster, pale from loss of blood and the utter silence. Mumza, he pleads. Please.
She's moved on. They all do. Dream moved forward again. He stuck his hands into his pockets confidently.
Phil sways a little on his feet. Between the potion, injuries, and silence from Mumza, the ground is far from stable beneath him. No.
Dream's eyes softened. It took a while for me to believe it too. But I'm patient, and I'm here for you. I won't leave you like they did to us. You're mine, and I take care of my things. He pulls out the health potion from his pocket. He smiles at Phil. It's not the same unhinged smile. It was a human smile. No monster behind those eyes.
I'm not yours, Phil repeats. He refuses to accept that as his reality.
I know it's hard. Dream extends the health potion towards Phil. But time heals all wounds.
Not at all, Phil says with a small laugh. His wing isn't coming back this time. He is well and truly grounded. His heart is already mourning the loss of this guy.
Dream stands smiling, waiting. When Phil doesn't take the potion... Wait, are we switching that? That switches over, doesn't it?
Keep going.
Doesn't it switch over? I thought it switches over here!
Keep going.
This is what happens when you write too many alternate timelines. Okay. Dream stands smiling, waiting. When Phil doesn't take the potion, he sighs. We already see that I can make you drink what I want. Take this or I have to make you. It hurts me to see you like this. Just let me help you.
Phil hesitates. He doesn't actually know if Mums will be waiting on the other side. He's pretty sure he'll still ascend, but what's the point if it's not by her side? As for keeping himself at death's doorstep, not much point, is there? He slowly accepts the potion and quietly drinks it.
Dream sighs and pulls back. He turns his back to Phil, heading to the exit. Thank you. I'll see you soon, okay? Technoblade will be here any day now, and I want to be prepared for his arrival. If you're good, who knows, maybe him and I can pay a visit.
Phil shudders at the thought and offers him a half-hearted middle finger as he goes to sink onto the bed. How pathetic of him.
Oh my goodness, chapter 1. Look at that. We did that.
We did it!
We did that. We did it. We did it. We did it. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll contain myself. Yeah. Basically, I feel like we've written that scene like 3 times.
We did.
Literally 3 times? Oh.
Yeah,
Look at my...
literally 3
Yeah. We've written that scene 3 times, and then I edited it twice, so therefore I have read over that thing so many times.
Enough times that you forgot that wasn't it.
Enough times that I don't remember what happens. Yeah. When we say that we kind of made up our own canon, that we don't really know what canon is. So, I mean, nothing's canon. Everything is just fanfiction on fanfiction on fanfiction.
So many levels of recursion away from the original.
Anyway. That was chapter 1 of... Wait, we have a title for it! We have a title. Oh, what's the title? I forgot.
To Break an Angel?
Yes! Chapter 1 of To Break an Angel. In the Epic of Life and Death.
Yeah.
Boom. High five.
High five.
Yeah.